بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم. So there was still a little bit explanation with regards to the dua, but tricky. Remember what we said, Musa alayhi salam made this dua to Allah Ta'ala, what is ربنا اغفر لنا ورحمنا وأنت خير الغافرين. It was the first one. واكتب لنا في هذه الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة إنا هدنا إليك. He made two du'as. Then Allah Ta'ala responded with قال عذابي أصيب به من أشاء ورحمتي وسعت كل شيء. So we said that that is the answer to the first part of the dua. قال عذابي أصيب, right? My azab usibu bi, I afflict with it man asha wish. Wa rahmati wasi'at kulla shay, and my mercy it encompasses everything. So we told you that is the answer to the first part. Then فَسَأَكْتُبُهَا لِلَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ, and I will record for those people يَتَّقُونَ who fear وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ and who discharge zakat. Second part of the dua, right? So remember we mentioned that we see normally there was clear-cut answers to all of the there's clear-cut answers to, or rather clear-cut responses to the du'as of Musa alayhi salam. But here, this was a bit of an ambiguous one, and we discussed this in detail. Remember, we discussed it in detail. Is it an acceptance of the du'a? Was it not an acceptance of the du'a? Or was it a, you say like, you tell the Ustad, please give us off tomorrow. The Ustad say, okay, we'll see. If you learn your work well, etc., then you will get off like that. Nah? That is something similar. My azab usibu bihi. I afflict whoever want to. Right? But when they say, وَرَحْمَتِي وَسِعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ, but my mercy is more than my punishment. So you can see like as an indirect, ambiguous indication. Look, if you beg me for forgiveness, etc., etc., then I can forgive you. You understand what I'm saying? Then the second part, وَاكْتُبْ لَنَا فِي هَذِهِ الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. فَسَأَكْتُبُ. You want us to write good? Yes. I told you what it means here is that in the dunya, the laws, normal laws will take place because dunya is darul asbab. But the akhirah day, فَسَأَكْتُبُهَا لِلَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِآيَاتِنَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Allah Ta'ala's uh, true punishment. In the dunya, Allah Ta'ala gives even those who are not deserving. But in the akhirat, that will be a true manifestation of Allah Ta'ala's jaza and saza, his reward and punishment. Anyway, so the next verse, if you look at the next verse, however, it's indicated that the people who shall perfectly fit the above description will be those coming after them in the last age and follow the last prophet, consequently deserving perfect mercy or favor of Allah Ta'ala. So according to some explanations this year, فَسَأَكْتُبُهَا لِلَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِآيَاتِنَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Another explanation is that this verse speaks about the Ummah Muhammadiyah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah Ta'ala is drawing his attention away from his Ummah and he's taking his attention to Ummah Muhammadiyah. The next verse has indicated that people who shall perfectly fit the above description will be those coming after them in the last age and follow the last prophet, consequently deserving perfect mercy or favor of Allah Ta'ala. According to the report of Qatada cited above, the Satan claimed that he deserves the mercy of Allah for his mercy attains to everything, but the condition is Iman, exercise specified in this verse, excluding him. So some people say, look here, that Shaitan, he said, وَرَحْمَتِي, Allah Ta'ala says, وَرَحْمَتِي وَسِعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ, that my mercy encompasses everything. So that means Allah Ta'ala's mercy is also supposed to encompass Shaitan. So the answer today is, Allah, yes, you are correct. Allah Ta'ala's mercy encompasses everything, but Shaitan is not a believer, so Allah Ta'ala's mercy cannot encompass him. The condition is you must be a believer. Similarly, the Jews and the Christians claim that they too believe in Allah and pay zakat, therefore they shall also get the perfect mercy of the world, in the world. The next verse have included the condition of belief in the last prophet and in the verse of the Quran. So it says excluded the Jews and the Christians who did not believe in the last prophet. See there? First, as you look at the next verse, which is الذين يتبعون الرسول النبي الأمي الذي. So that is a follow on of this. So it's like this. للذين يتقون ويؤتون الزكاة والذين هم بآياتنا يؤمنون الذين يتبعون الرسول النبي الأمي الذي. So this you must remember this. This is also a proof against perennialism. What is perennialism? Perennialism, I told you, is those people who believe that every person, no matter what religion, so long as you just believe in God, you will go to heaven. But he clearly says, الذين يتقون ويؤتون الزكاة والذين هم بآياتنا يؤمنون الذين يتبعون الرسول النبي الأمي الذين يجدونه مكتوبا عندهم في التوراة والإنجيل. It's so interesting. Remember we discussed earlier about the hadith. It speaks about maktubun fi Tawrati, here the Quran even speaks about it. But anyway, so you see this hadith is a good proof, or rather this verse a proof against those people who claim perennialism. Anyway, that's the end of the English explanation. Let's read the actual verse, inshallah. يقول تعالى مجيبا لموسى في قوله. Yeah, you go back here where Musa says, when he said, لو شئت أهلكتهم من قبل وإياي أتهلكنا بما فعل السفهاء منا. Ya Allah, are you going to destroy us because of what the foolish people from us do? Like in ya illa fitnatuk tudillu biha. So it is only a test, so to say, tudillu biha man tasha tahdi man tasha. So Allah Ta'ala is, so Musa alayhi salam is saying that no, if Allah Ta'ala wanted to kill us before, he would have killed us. But this is just a test for us. He'll give us life again, right? So yeah, Allah Ta'ala is responding to that. Read. So yeah, إن هي إلا في الآية قال عذابي أصيب به ورحمتي وسعت كل شيء. So I says, look here, لكن مع عذاب I afflict with you if I wish, and my mercy has encompassed everything. So what does this mean? Read it. Yeah. أفعل ما أشاء. I do what I wish. وأحكم ما أريد. And I decide what I want. In other words, you are requesting that we must be forgiven and that people must be given life again for a second time, etc. Yes, I can do it if I want to. I punish who I want to, etc. Carry on. Yeah, wali al hukmatu. Yeah, because here we're speaking about power, kingdom. So this hukmah for me is the kingdom, right? And justice in all of that. Subhanahu la. He's exalted. He's free from any mistakes. La ilaha illa. There's no God except Him, right? Yeah. Then the statement of Allah Ta'ala, wa rahmati wasi'at kulla shay, that my mercy encompasses everything. This is a huge verse, like none of us has verse, right? Ayatun azimatun. Yeah. Ayat is great, including things and in generality, right? Yeah. So, what is saying there? This is like قوله تعالى, like the statement of Allah Ta'ala, إخبارا أن حملة العرش, informing with regard to the carriers of his arsh. He done this hadith. They are huge creatures, and they resemble the mountain goats, remember? With huge horns, etc. Right? إخبارا أن, informing about the carriers of arsh, ومن حول and who are around him, right? أنهم they say, they say ربنا ربنا وسعت كل شيء right. هو وسعت ربنا وسعت كل شيء ورحمة وعلما. That our Rabb, he has encompassed everything in mercy and knowledge, right? Carry on. Yeah. The right now authority of Junub Abdullah al-Bajali, he said once a Bedouin came, فأناخ راحلته, he made his conveyance kneel down, right? Then he tied it up and he prayed. Right. Right. فلما صلى رسول after Nabi Sallam read his salah, حتى راحلته, he came to his conveyance, فأطلق إقامة, he opened up the knot, etc. ثم ركبها, he rode it. Yeah. So this person made a very strange dua. Allah marhamni wa Muhammada. Oh Allah, show mercy to me and show mercy to Muhammad. ولا تشرك في رحمتنا أحدا. Don't include anybody in our mercy. أتقولون هذا أضل أم بعيره. So Nabi Sallallahu said to the Sahaba, tell me, who's more misguided? هذا أضل أم, or who's most like how who's more stupid? Him or his camel, right? Didn't you hear what he's saying? The strange thing he's saying, right? What he's saying? لقد حضرت رحمة واسعة. You have restricted a great mercy, right? Allah Ta'ala has created 100 mercies. يتعاطف الخلق جنها وإنسها وبهائمها. Allah Ta'ala created 100 mercies and He only sent one mercy down. So you see all this mercy in the world. You know, the mercy a mother shows to his child, the father shows to his child, even the animals, the female animal show to her child, etc. If you add all that mercy up, it only can come to one portion of the mercy of Allah Ta'ala. So Allah Ta'ala has still got 99 portions of the mercy by Him. Well, Allah Ta'ala's mercy is even more than it, but it's just an expression to understand, like, like how we see, we see the hand of Allah Ta'ala, the face of Allah Ta'ala, the sack of Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala don't have these things. It is just because we think in these terms. We live in the dunya and we think in terms of hand, face, and we think in hands of portions. But if in reality, Allah Ta'ala's like mercy is even more than 100 portions, unlimited. But just for us to understand that the mercy we see in this dunya is not even a fraction of Allah Ta'ala's true mercy. So what the point is Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam making here is Allah Ta'ala's mercy is so much, so much. Whatever mercy you see in this dunya is only a fraction of the mercy of Allah Ta'ala. It's not even 1/10 of the, not 1/10, 100 of the mercy of Allah Ta'ala. And how can you try to restrict and say, oh, Allah only show mercy to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, show only mercy to me, right? They're saying. So you see, فأنزل رحمة يتعاطف بها الخلق. He descend mercy which the khalq, the creation, they show mercy with each other. جنها وإنسها وبهائمها, the jinn, the ins, the ha'im, right? Carry on. Right. وأخر عنده 99. He has kept him 99 mercies. So I remember I told you, it's not to say that Allah Ta'ala, no, because if you look at it, 100, that means it's limited, because 100 is not more. But Allah Ta'ala, this is just terms that we can understand, but in reality, Allah Ta'ala's mercy is way, way more than that, right? So are you saying that he's misguided, more misguided than, or he's camel in like, or him or his camel making the study statements, right? Right? Imam Ahmad, Abu Dawud narrates this riwayat. And from there, right. وقال الإمام أحمد وأيضا عن سلمان عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الله عز وجل إن لله عز وجل 100 رحمة. So Allah Ta'ala is 100 mercies, right? Carry on. And from that 100, this one famina rahmatun مبتدا خبر the خبر. It's just one mercy يترحم بها الخلق, that the خلق, the مخلوق, they show mercy. Right. وبها تعطف الوحوش على أولادها, and that one mercy from all that mercies, You see the wild animals, you see the lion showing compassion to his children, right? وأخر 99 إلى يوم القيامة, and he skipped back 99 that he will show on his khalq. On the day of reckoning, when people will be in difficulty, then he will write, carry on. Yeah, same thing. Lillahi mi'atu rahmatan, lillahi mi'atu rahmatin, right? So Allah Ta'ala, lillahi mi'atu, mudaf ilayh, right? Mitak is mudaf ilayh. But get all his numbers right, inshallah, the different laws. Lillahi mi'atu rahmatin, فقسم منها, he has divided منها جزءا واحدة, one portion, بين الخلق creation. And from that one portion, يتراحم الناس والوحش والطير, the people, the wild animals, the birds, they show mercy, right? So what he's saying here is all these hadith is just showing the vast expanse of the mercy of Allah Ta'ala. I told you the reality is Allah Ta'ala you can't divide, but it is put in this verse for us to understand in our language to understand. So Allah Ta'ala is saying here, as Musa alayhi salam saying, please forgive us. Allah Ta'ala never said, like I told you, yes, I forgive you. Like how you say, oh Ustadji, please give us off tomorrow. I say, okay, we're gonna look, we'll see. I'm a very soft person. Normally when you ask, I normally forgive. I'm not telling you openly I'm gonna give you off tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? Same thing. Azabi usibu bihi man asha. So Allah says, wa rahmati wasi'at kulla shay. Yes, my mercy is so much, so much. I can forgive you if I want to, right? And now if you can see, shows us how much is the mercy of Allah, right? Yeah. So, but remember, then this is now for the next part of the verse. It says, وَاكْتُبْ لَنَا فِي هَذِهِ الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ إِنَّا هُدْنَا إِلَيْكَ فَسَأَكْتُبَ لِلَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ. Those who fear, يعني سأوجب حصول رحمتي منة مني وإحسانا لهم. I will make necessary, يعني uh, yeah, فسأوجب حصول, I'll make necessary the acquisition of my mercy منة مني, as a favor from me, وإحسانا, and being good to them, right? كما قال تعالى كتب ربكم على نفسه الرحمة. So what he's saying, look here, if I show my mercy to these people, then it's only a favor from me. It is not obligatory upon me. Like Allah Ta'ala says, كتب ربكم على نفسه الرحمة. Allah Ta'ala is taken upon himself the mercy of the people, right? قول للذين يتقون, for those who fear, أي تجعلها تجعل للمتصفين بهذه الصفات. I made it for those people who are adorned with these qualities, right? وهم أمة Muhammad, and I tell you according to that opinion, this is أمة Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم, الذين يتقون, the ones who fear or they abstain from shirk, والعظائم, the great, من الذنوب, from the sins, right? ويؤتون الزكاة, and it describes the zakat, أي zakat al-nufusi. What is zakat al-nufus means? You as an individual, you need to make some sacrifices, give up the haram, etc. Could be that zakat al-nufus and zakat al-amwali. ويحتمل أن تكون عامة لهم. It's possible that it will be general. لهم both. In other words, zakat al-nufus and zakat al-amwal, that you purify yourself, from riya, etc., etc. فإن الآية مكية, because this ayah is a Makki, so it could be that what is making a reference, يحتمل أن تكون, yeah, that in Makkah zakat was, the obligation was already there. So the verse could be speaking about that as well. Are you with me? Understood that point there, Islam? Right. فإن الآية مكية والذين بآياتنا يؤمنون, and those in our verses they believe, أي يصدقون, accept it. So yeah, this was a bit of a tricky verse. Remember the first part and the second part. You have to tie it in, and you have to see what Allah Ta'ala is saying. He's not openly saying, I'll forgive you, but he's saying, look, like I told you, say, subtle indication. Anyway, we stop there, so tomorrow also, maybe we look at that verse again tomorrow to just tie it up, because there's quite a few things there. You'll tie it up again tomorrow, look at it again, and just put it in proper perspective. We stop there now, inshallah. Now we have our anjuman, where the boys speak. We stop there, verse. Maybe we must put our